Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the Rogers Kakasungura YouTube channel. A big thank you to each and every one of you for your continued support. There has been some terrifying news in the Republic of Kenya that the Chief of Defense Forces, Francis Ogolla, today, a few hours ago, was involved in a chopper crash among other people on board. The heartbreaking news that has been confirmed from the State House, Nairobi, by President William Ruto is that it is a dark cloud in the Republic of Kenya that we have tragically lost our CDF Francis Ogolla to the accident. Ogolla has died tragically. When I was looking at that photo of the chopper, it actually went up in flames. Iliungua na amefariki. That is the sad news we can report now. Last year, Ogolla was appointed by President William Ruto to take over from Kibochi. And at the time of appointment, he was the deputy CDF. And when William Ruto was being interviewed on Citizen TV, he revealed and said he appointed Francis Ogolla because of the qualifications he had. Ruto further said in that interview that despite having 10 suggestions, he made a personal decision to give Ogolla that job. Ruto further said despite Ogolla trying to overturn his 2022 presidential victory, Ruto said, though it's a mistake Ogolla made, but that could not restrict him from giving him the job. I want to take you to William Ruto's video on Citizen TV so that you first understand why Ruto had appointed the late Francis Ogolla.
I appointed General Ogolla. General Ogolla is among the people who went to Bomas to try and overturn my victory. Do you know that? But because when I looked at his CV, he was the best person to be general. I called him and I sat him down. I told him, my friend, you went to Bomas to try and overturn my victory. But because you are the best person to be general, I'm going to give you the job. That is how it works with me. That's why I told you, if a person has the qualification, if he is the best for the job, I will give him the job.
But that is the military. There's a code of conduct for the military and how politics works in Kenya, Mr. President.
Let me tell you, my friend, I had the opportunity. I could have appointed anybody. I had, I think, 10 choices. I didn't have to. You know, there are people who say, oh, you know, William Ruto appointed Ogolla because he was the deputy CDF. That's not the case. I made the decision consciously. And I made the decision against the advice of many people. Many people told me, you should not give this, you should not reward this kind of behavior.
Okay.
But, you know, I also must be sensitive. What exercised my mind? This gentleman has a good track record. And in fact, when I spoke to him, and it's not something that I should be talking about, but because you have asked a good question. What exercised my mind is, this gentleman, yes, he may have made a mistake. Maybe because the commander-in-chief that time told him what to do. maybe he... And when I talked to him, he told me, I have no defense. He told me, I have no defense. You do with me whatever you want. I cannot defend. It was wrong. What I did was wrong. Yeah? I am also conscious. My good friend Ayub, I'm also conscious that since independence, there is nobody from Nyanza who has ever been CDF. And it also played in my mind that I don't want a situation where a whole community think they cannot occupy a certain office. So many things that are part of my system overweighed the mistake he had done.
Okay.
You know, so I want to tell you that I make very sensitive appointments. I make very deliberate appointments. Many of the appointments, of course, that do not have to directly require my signature. Many of these managing directors, I don't know who, they are interviews all over the place. Okay. You know, so, and when a panel decides, for example, I was brought a panel that interviewed the CEO of museum. And just by coincidence, you know, the person who became number one was my classmate. And I never even asked anybody to assist her. So when it came to me, I told my friend, you know, if she's the best, she was a lady.
Okay.
Ladies and gentlemen, that is President William Ruto's interview last year on Citizen TV. It was a heated interview, and he has given reasons why he had to appoint the just died Francis Ogolla, who comes from the Luo Nyanza. Kaka, Francis Ogolla becomes the second topmost politician, topmost public official to have died from a chopper crash. We remember that George Saitoti also, in the company of Ochode and other politicians, also died in a chopper crash. So Francis Ogolla also has died from the same incident, the chopper crash, and he has died at the age of 61. I will be giving you more details on the way forward after this, who is supposed to take over and how it's done from the Tonja rules, which I analyzed last year when Francis Ogolla's name was suggested to be the one who will be taking over from Kibochi. From this platform, I send my condolences to all Kenyans and the family of Francis Ogolla. We hope that God will give them strength during this tragic moment. God bless you, ladies and gentlemen. See you in the next video. Asanteni sana.